This is News Talk WSIC, 105.9 FM, 100.7 FM, and 1400 AM. I am Joe Vagnone. If it's Friday morning, your business matters. And we have as our guest today, Shawn. I'm sorry, Shawn. I don't want to get your last name wrong. Would you pronounce your last name?
Moye.
Moye.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shawn Moye. Shawn is the president and creator of the Moye Group, and he created eSports Trainer.
Yes, sir.
It's bad, man. It's bad. My son and I looked at it this week again, and the possibilities are endless. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it. Been looking forward to this.
I've been trying to get you on. Has it been a year? I don't know.
It's been a while. Yes, it's been a while, but I'm glad we finally got to connect.
I mean, it's amazing to me how this show is booked so far out, because I've been wanting to get you on, so I'm excited to get you here. So describe to people what eSports Trainer is.
So the eSports Trainer is a sports training aid that takes the everyday athlete through the process of becoming better by helping them develop proper shooting form or muscle memory when playing a sport. So the first version is tied to basketball, but like you said, Joe, it's limitless. Next version is going to be golf. So that's what I'm working with a golf pro on now. So it's just limitless, but it creates the muscle memory.
So let's describe that, because I went to the website,
yes,
and
sir.
I'm like, how in the world did you devise something as that will help perfect something as complicated as a basketball shot? That ain't easy to do.
Yes.
Yep. And then you start thinking about the golf swing, and everybody knows that muscle memory is so important, right?
Absolutely.
Somehow you were able to create something that will help me know when my muscle is not remembering what is the perfect swing.
Yes, absolutely. So what and kind of step back a little bit, kind of developed my son. He showed interest in playing basketball. So that's what we focused on. We go to the park. A lot of kids are there, but not the parents are there, or they may not understand what it takes to properly shoot a basketball. So I wanted to give him something, because I worked a lot and things like that. So I wanted to leave him something that he can have and help him as he trained. I mean, what good is it to shoot 1,000 shots the wrong way, right?
It's actually bad. Right.
Yep. So it's about not creating those bad habits. So what I did was I went and I figured out where should your arm be? Where should the placement be? So what I did was I worked with the development team. And we kind of put it in a bottle, if you will. So it's preset specifications inside of the device. 3 versions to the unit. It's for the novice, the intermediate, and the expert level. So for the novice, there's a certain specification inside the device. So if they deviate from that, it talks to them in real time, and it corrects them. So they know you're shooting improperly. So it literally tells you to keep your elbow tucked in.
So is it a watch? Is it a phone? What is it? Is it an app? What is it?
So it's about little smaller than an iPhone. And it fits inside of a sports sleeve, a compression sleeve like they're wearing in sports now. So what it does is it fits inside of there. It's about the size, a little smaller than an iPhone, lightweight. It speaks 7 different languages as well, since sports is a universal thing now, especially all over the globe. So
Kendall, he's just starting to show off right now. The man just showing off right now. That's all this is right now.
Wildly impressive.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so humbled by that. But yeah, it speaks 7 different languages. You can toggle between the languages. And then for the intermediate person, it has a certain level specifications that if you deviate from that, it talks to you.
So I am, not to interrupt you, but
Yep.
I'm going to step all over you on this, right?
Please.
I'm on your website.
Yes,
so those
sir.
of you that are on the book, you can see this. Do I put this in my pocket when I go to play basketball? What do I do with it?
So it's a compression sleeve. So right now, guys are wearing those compression sleeves. They wear them on their legs, their arm. But this one fits on your arm. So the unit actually comes with its own compression sleeve. eSports Trainer compression sleeve. There's a zipper on it. So the device fits inside of the zipper, so you can actually go through your muscle memory. It's helping you with your muscle memory while you're playing. So you can even, as you're playing pickup basketball, you can have this device on and wear.
So tell me, do you have plans to expand this so it's like a full body suit?
At some point, there's a lot of different things that I definitely want to do with it. Just trying to get the protection on it. But yeah, there's a lot of different things, even going to the app, being able to download your results to see which way you're trending. So there's a lot of different things actually that are in the works. Yes, I'm really excited.
Okay, so let's back up. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Now you don't need to go back to 1962. Okay, but give me a little bit of your background, because you didn't just wake up on a Tuesday and say I'm gonna reinvent coaching. Like, you understand? You trying to get? I've been a Pop Warner coach half my life, lacrosse coach. You trying to take away my job?
Yes.
With this thing. So the kids are going to go to high school, and the teacher going to hand them one of these, saying, "Here you go, go out."
Oh, that's the goal, right? So yeah, I'm like everybody else out there, trying to. Had an idea one day, waking up, I'm going to work, working in a factory, have a son, 2 girls. We're just trying to work, just trying to do what I need to do, going to school at the same time. So, and again, he showed an interest. We were living in Arizona at the time, right? So he showed an interest in sports. He was pretty good. He played AAU on the AAU circuit, played with some kids that were, some fathers played in the NBA, things like that. So, I wanted to give him an advantage over some of those kids. So
well, good luck at that,
right? So they can go, because camps, right? I have to decide between the light bill or send him to a camp. So I'm investing in my son, pushing off the light bill. Thousands of dollars to go to the camp, thousands of dollars for one-on-one training. So I'm like, man, there has to be something.
As the coach.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And how much time do you really get with the coach, right? So you got all these kids that are playing, and then they kind of tend and gravitate toward the kids that are really good or whose dad may play in the league and things like that. So it takes, they say, maybe 10,000 hours to create new habits. He doesn't get that. How do I know my money was well invested? I don't. Because he comes back home and then he gravitates back to his normal shooting form and things like that. So this gives people and parents an opportunity to know, hey, my money has been well spent. Why? Because you can see the trend. You can see that your kid is improving as they're playing whatever sport, the sport of choice. So,
and there's real science behind that. So my background before bookkeeping was animal training. So I know I have a background in learning behavior, learning theory, and the immediate feedback that you're talking about there, and the consistency over time is going to lead to real behavior change.
Absolutely. I found my new partner over here, Joe.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So Shawn, the whole technical side, man, where'd that come from? If you don't have any techie background, how does this come from an idea to an actual something I'm seeing on the website?
Right. So for me, didn't have money for patent attorneys, so I went to the library, checked out books, started doing it on my own. And then over my journey, I had people that were just in my life to help me along the way. So I started reaching out to companies to say, hey, this is my idea. It's a patented idea. It's protected. Can you help me? And that's where it really started. I've just been fortunate.
Whoa. You got your own patent?
Yes, sir. I did.
God bless you.
Yes, I did. I did.
You are the first person I've ever met that has done that. I'm sure there's others, but, but congrats, dude.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Because for me, right, I didn't make excuses. I made adjustments. So I didn't always have the money, but there's something that I can do to continue along our journeys. And it's just the laws of attraction, right? So as I'm continuing along my path, people are just in my way or just been drawn to me.
They see a man like you trying to make it happen, and they want to help you get there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I reached out to companies.
You see why I like him now.
Yeah. I
appreciate that. So yeah, it's just I just started networking with them and saying, hey, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking to do. It took years. I got into some camps. The kids were playing with it. They gave me feedback. So I was using them as just a marketing tool on top of getting some feedback from customers in real time.
Right.
And then I would just go back to the drawing board. And then when kids saw the version that talked, and I mean, they're just blown away just with that. that it talks to me, it corrects me in real time. They can practice this in their bedroom. They don't need to go to a park.
Can it say no? Put that down. Get your homework done.
Right? Yeah, it says like 4 or 5 different phrases right now in the 7 different languages.
Teach you a different language. Too.
Yep.
Outstanding.
Yep. So yeah, it's a really cool product. I'm really excited as far as where I've come thus far and where I'm going. I'm really excited. Really excited.
So let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about this. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. I'm here with Shawn Moye. He is the inventor, creator of eSports Trainer. If it's Friday morning, say it, Kendall. Say it, say it, say it.
Your business matters.
It was a little weak, but we can get to it.
A longer pause
Yeah.
in between?
Yeah.
I'll try it again.
Yeah.
I'll try it again.
We'll be right back. And we're back. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone, and I'm teaching Kendall how to do this. Here we go, Kendall. If it's Friday morning.
Your business matters.
Yeah, now you got it.
All right.
So Kendall and I, at the break, we're peppering, if I can use that word, to Shawn. So many different ideas, Shawn. I mean, what you have touched on is just phenomenal. My son is coming up with ideas. Kendall's coming up with ideas. Isaiah's coming up with ideas. I mean, there's so many different opportunities that we're excited for you, buddy.
And for the help that you can, the support that you can bring to people who need it as they rehabilitate.
Yes, I'm ready to run out of here right now. I am so full right now. I'm ready to go. Oh my God.
Isaiah, will you go to the office, get that NDA, get me 10%? You cannot leave. You can't leave till you sign that piece of paper. We'd be happy to give you ideas, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
Well, what we said was, hey man, why don't you move into the healthcare field? We think there's a lot of areas for that. And this is something I see a lot in business where your mind is focused on your interest, right? But sometimes you need to expand it because what you've created has potential in so many different areas that it can help so many different people that it'll make you rethink where you're headed with that.
Absolutely. And that's why I love opportunities like this because it helps you see.
Yeah.
I love being around like-minded people because I get a charge from it. And then 2, this type of brainstorming session is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Well, I'll tell you, what you've done is probably the number one thing people think about when they think about starting their business, which is creating an invention, right? From nothing, right? And now I go to your website and there it is, right? A lot of us can sit around the room on a Friday morning and say, why don't you? Why don't you?
Right,
you should, right? But that's after you did what you did.
Right.
And so that's what's so inspiring about your story. It's just great.
Yep, absolutely. I definitely appreciate that. And I go back to the days when I'm sitting in the 2-bedroom apartment and I'm working all night and my dreams wouldn't let me sleep. So I'm up all night. I'm working on this invention, working on this product. And even my son, we started when he was about 7 or 8 and he's 22 right now. So when I look at him, I am like, wow, because it was created for him. So the eSports Trainer.
He got to see Daddy's dream and watch Daddy go for it.
Absolutely. And his name is Elijah. So the E is Elijah Sports Trainer. So that connection is like there forever. So when I look at him, I see my product and I see literally both of my babies growing up. So this is how I feel today. Like my baby is growing up and it's expanding. So I'm so grateful.
So walk me through it's time for investors, right? And how is that going for you? Because that's like a whole nother world. You got to go back to the library, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So for me, I was fortunate to be on America's Big Deal, which aired for the first season back in December on, I think it was USA Network. So that was really cool. Got to connect with Joe Vagnone, the inventor of the Miracle Mop. So those type of connections, trying to build from there and expand from there. As far as investing, it's really just been me, right? So go to school,
You tell Joy she got to step up.
I know she got to step up,
She
Joy.
gotta step up. Come
Joy,
on,
come
Joy.
on, Joy. So yeah, she was amazing. I have her information. She's like, let's stay in contact. I want to help you. I'm gonna help you. So I love her. Love her story.
Well, different. I mean, she's phenomenal, right?
Yep.
But different people have different skill sets,
Yep.
different connections,
Absolutely.
and that's what you learn in business.
Absolutely.
Joe might be able to help you get to step 2.
Yep.
But Joe's not the guy that's going to get you to 3 to 5,
Yep.
right? And then you need Isaiah to get you to 8 to 9,
Yep.
right? And so that's what you'll learn in
Yep.
business. Different people
Absolutely.
have just different skill sets.
They're in your life for seasons, and everybody helps. And that's what I've learned that's what I've really taken from this. And if I can reach back and help somebody, I try to do that as often as possible because I understand that journey and what it's like.
Okay, we're going to do it right now. So there's a bunch of people out there listening.
Yes.
They got an idea. They've been thinking about this for 4 to 7 years.
Right.
They didn't go to the library.
Yes.
Right? Talk to them. What would you say to somebody that's thinking about it? Because I got to tell you, man, it is you created a dream that every small business person I know has thought about, right? I don't think you get it. And I get that you ain't got to the money. You ain't got to the pot of gold yet. I get that. I understand that, right? But what you've done to this point, so many people would love to be able to do.
Yeah.
So talk to them a little bit about what would you say to them?
Yeah, for me, I would just say let your intentions be intentional, right? So focus on your dream. You don't have to share your dream with everybody. It's about not talking about it, be about it. Don't talk us to death. Let us see you doing it. Let us see you putting it together. Reaching out. I would say it's like having a baby and giving birth, right? So you want to protect that baby. It's kind of, I would go through those type of things. Protect your baby first. Protect your idea, get it protected. Then start reaching out to different people. There's a lot of people, a lot of resources out there like SCORE, like Joe, things like that, people that are willing to help you along the way. Again, like I said, don't make excuses, make adjustments. You might not have all the money, but put money aside. I always say that at some point you have the money. It just, what do you intend to do with it? What are your intentions with it? Slice the elephant is another thing that I try to follow all the time. We see the full scope of the vision and where we want it to be and what we want it to look like, but you got to take steps. You got to take baby steps sometimes.
Systems.
Absolutely. I wrote that down when you said that. Actually, if you've done it more than once, you need a system.
Exactly.
Those type of things I would say you have to do. Just make sure you're not jumping in both feet first. People want to, I got to take my whole 401k. I got to do it. No, one step at a time. Take baby steps. Protect your idea. Those were some pieces of advice that I even follow today. Even when I get super excited, I have to take a step back. Get a good group of people around you too that you trust, that won't steal your idea, that will help you and protect you. Because you need to bounce ideas off of people.
So walk me through how you took the process of getting your own patent, because hey, all I know is call the attorney, retainer of $5,000,
right.
Let him handle it from there, right?
Right.
So walk me through that process. What did that look like for you?
So for me, again, I'm like, man, I see this idea, and people close to me, I'm telling them, and they're like, man, this is a great idea. I know I need to protect this. So I went to the library, read up on them, found out about a provisional patent versus a full utility patent. A provisional patent is about $100 or so, maybe $200 now, but it protects me for about a year. So I started there versus the full $10,000, $5,000 attorney. So once I did that, it protected me for a year. I can share the idea a little bit more. Within that year, if I decide to apply for a full utility patent, it backdates it to when I first filed for my provisional patent. So once I did the provisional patent, people liked it. I started the utility patent, just went back to the library. I know it's taboo and you shouldn't do it, but that's what they say, right? So we're here to break rules all the time, right? So I'm a rule breaker. So, so yeah, we go to the library, and I just went step by step. The
and,
blueprints
and all
are
this
there.
stuff is probably online, and
It's everywhere. It is
Right.
everywhere. The blueprint is set.
you know, I tell people all the time they come to me and they want to start a corporation, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I say, well, you can do it in North Carolina, Secretary of State for $250. And they said, well, you know, they're telling me it costs $2,500 with the attorney. So if you know
Right.
what you're doing, there absolutely is an easy step and a process to be able to do that.
Absolutely. And you cannot be afraid, right? You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to anything, because I always say you don't fail, you learn. Don't go through it, grow through it. What did you learn from it? The only time you fail is when you stop. Stop learning, stop growing, things like that. But don't be afraid. That's what just don't be afraid. I mean,
Right.
I can tell you, if we had more time, and where I started and where I really started from as a little kid, and
right.
like no resources around them, the only inventor that I know around, and like in my family and things like that. So it can be done. It can be done.
Right. Kendall, you see what this show's all about right here.
I'm inspired.
Yeah,
I'm
I love it.
totally inspired. Yeah, I love it.
So my friend, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. There's one of the things, Shawn, that intrigued me about your product was this expansive nature of where it can go. It's almost so big, right?
Yes.
That you don't know where to start.
Yes.
You know.
Well, but you started. You've
Yep.
got your demographic in sports.
Yep, mhm.
But I think like physical therapy is
Yep.
really a place you need to
Yes.
turn your attention to.
But my point is, you didn't think that way, right? Like when you got
No.
started, it was just about your son.
It was my son
having something a little bit better than,
Yes.
than LeBron and the Kobe Bryant
Yeah,
son.
yes.
That's what you're trying to
Yep.
do.
And then it went to, why not golf? Why not? And now today, I'm like, it is. And that's why I went back to, I have to slice the elephant, because when I think about it in its totality, I freak out.
yeah,
It
too
is
big.
so big
Yeah.
that it blows my mind.
Yeah, one of the things my son was talking about is handing it to trainers that train at the gym.
Yes.
To be able to do a one-time
Yep.
training, make sure you set it up
Yep.
correctly, and then you don't really need that trainer
Yep.
to stand by you and watch all this,
Yep.
right? It'll count the reps. It'll make sure you're doing it right.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's an entire industry. I mean, Kendall, we gave him like 6 different industries here.
I mean, if it's a system, right? It's
Yeah,
automating.
It's a system.
It's
I love
automating
it.
it,
I
yeah.
love it.
So if somebody wanted to help you, my friend, and because they got a big pot of money that they just don't know what to do with it, they want to give it to you, right? To start
Yes.
an industry
Well, and make
direction.
a lot of money, because
Yeah.
that
What-
thing is that
what,
rocket's gonna take off.
How could they reach you, buddy?
They can reach me at 704-915-0417. They can also reach me at the Moye Group at gmail.com. And they can also reach me from my webpage at e-sportstrainer.com.
My
So,
friend, thank you so much. I really
Thank
do
you.
appreciate that.
I really appreciate all of you. Really. I'm inspired. Thank you so much.
And Kendall, this was just a good show, Kendall, because we gave him some stuff to do. Make your list
Yeah.
of what you don't like.
You're welcome, everybody.
If you didn't like today's show, you don't like business. You are listening to Local Biz Now. I am Joe Vagnone. If it's Friday morning, we got you covered with inspiration with Shawn. Shawn is the president and creator of eSports Trainer. Shawn, my friend, I cannot thank you enough, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Kendall, if it's Friday morning,
Your business matters.
yeah, we'll see you next week.